Following some pretty big developments in the WWL investigation, losing faith. We've obtained exclusive copies of confessed pedophile priest testifying about his crimes on camera and under oath.
The Archdiocese here in New Orleans has been fighting for years in court to keep that 2020 deposition out of the public eye, but one of our investigative reporters, David Hammer, has been following this story for years,
very closely,
along with our one of our reporting partners, his reporting partner, Ramon Vargas of The Guardian. And watching that yesterday, reading in the deposition, his statement, I mean, it was shocking to hear that, but was anything new in that?
Well, first, we actually got a copy of the written confession that he wrote in 1999 to church officials back in the summer.
Right.
But this was the first time we actually heard him saying it in his own words, under oath. And then to find out from the documents that he was actually promoted immediately thereafter.
That was shocking.
Yes, by then Archbishop Francis
And they
Schulte.
knew that information.
Exactly. They knew he had already been put into the Vatican to get a promotion to Monsignor, but they went ahead, after knowing that he had confessed all of these crimes, to have a ceremony at St. Louis Cathedral to induct him.
Congratulating him.
And congratulating him. And you know, the other thing that was, I think, pretty shocking was the way that he just casually gave these answers.
It was so casual. It was creepy.
And you can see that we can check out one of the things he said, where he was very casual about it.
And of course, if you read that letter, Archbishop Hannon says nothing to Father Sheridan about the recent claim of sexual abuse of a minor that had been made against you, correct?
There's nothing in here. It wasn't a big deal in those days.
So you see that he is just saying, it wasn't a big deal in those days that I had admitted having sex with all of these teenagers.
It's disturbing to hear
Disturbing is a good
And
way
then
to describe it.
you get this 2000 letter, that was in the year 2000, so not that long ago when you really think about it. And on that letter, you have Archbishop Amond copied. Then he was the auxiliary bishop. And we asked about that. This is the first time that you see evidence that Archbishop Amond, current Archbishop Amond, knew what was, or was informed about what was going on with Lawrence Hecker. And that was followed when he became Archbishop with a memo from the Victims Assistance Coordinator laying out all kinds of allegations against Father Hecker. And yet he was allowing him to continue to say Mass at a retirement home for 18 years. Now, the church says that that was permissible because it was not in public, but there's some dispute about what the church law says on that. But we're going to have more coming up at 6 o'clock tonight about this deposition.
And he was never elevated to Monsignor, correct?
He was. He was elevated to Monsignor by Pope John Paul II at the request of Archbishop Schulte.
So was he still a Monsignor when all this stuff?
He's still as he says in the deposition, once a priest, always a priest. And Archbishop Hughes, who's still alive, former Archbishop Hughes, was told that he should laicize him, which means force him back into the laity, no longer a priest under the church law. He did not do that, and therefore, in Hecker's eyes, as he awaits trial on rape, he is still a priest.
All right, Dave.